as you were seeing there, as we were monitoring the speech, Hillary Clinton did indeed pick up Connecticut. So she wins 4 out of the 5, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Connecticut, and Delaware. She does lose the state of Rhode Island to Bernie Sanders. Donald Trump picks up all 5 states, and at a minimum 99 delegates. But keep in mind that is 99 of the 118. We're not even counting the 54 that is an uncommitted slate, but it's safe to say will go overwhelmingly, if not all, for Donald Trump.
It certainly will. I mean, what he said is all I care about, right, is the first round. And I feel like that's almost the knockout. It reminds me, you know what, this guy had hotels in Atlantic City, right? He knows a lot about boxing. He knows a lot about fighting. He just cares about the first round. 99 out of 118. That's a pretty strong showing. For Hillary Clinton, she got Fairfield County. We talked about this earlier, all the hedge fund managers in Darien and Greenwich. But on the GOP side, Trump had a very strong showing there, too. He won.
What do you think, Lou, of the way he presented going after, as he called her, crooked Hillary?
I thought it was, as you said, a tour de force. When he acknowledged that Cruz was actually Senator Cruz and Kasich.
That we don't know 12 hours from now.
Well, we don't.
Right.
But for tonight, he was absolutely polite and dignified, and going after Hillary Clinton. Then we saw the spark. Crooked Hillary, it's game on, and from here on, I believe you're going to see and hear a lot about crooked Hillary, Donald Trump seems to have a pretty good brief on her already in these early days.
That's how he posits it, right? It's the old high school kind of thing. Get a name that will stick, or you hope will stick.
Well,
low energy Jeb.
He's a brilliant
little Marco.
I mean, remember what Donald is, a brilliant brand manager. That's what he, after he left the real estate business, became a brand guy. I mean, his name is on these buildings. He doesn't own them. He brands them, and it's a brilliant brand. I will say this: that was a great speech, and it hit every note. I think he kind of accomplished what you said. He was not, he didn't talk about her hair, Hillary's hair or clothes or all that sort of demeaning stuff. The crooked stuff is open game because
let's face it, the way he said it, right? She's a woman, and that's why
the woman's card.
Yeah.
And women don't even like her. He said that's the beautiful thing.
Could that come back to bite him? They replay that?
No, I think of all the things that come back to bite him, I don't think that is it necessarily. And I think that is a very specific narrative that he floated for a reason. But Stuart and I were right when we talked about, he's going to dismiss Cruz and Kasich. He's going to pivot to Hillary much harder. And, I predicted that he was going to elevate his game. He likes the accolades he gets for seeming presidential, and that's what he did tonight to great effect. And you are seeing the two management styles of Lewandowski and Manafort come together and synthesize in one speech. Absolutely,
and
yes, you are.
He's the presumptive nominee, right? I consider myself the presumptive nominee.
It's the first time I heard him explain to that point, Lou, the idea of how can you picture on successive ballots, I'm paraphrasing here, one of these guys, millions of votes behind me, all of a sudden taking this thing?
He rejected it out of hand, and what he is laying is the groundwork for what will be a very aggressive push in that convention and in the weeks ahead of it. He is going to go into that convention, mark my words, with 1,237 delegates.
He got 105 tonight.
Well, now we're
that's
6
actually
more. Exceeding what the Cruz people were saying. So
he's
that's
running
it's
28 delegates ahead of where he has to be to close the deal by the convention.
As Newt Gingrich said, he is outperforming and had not been in the early days of these contests. Again, in large measure because he had so many candidates.
This is the total. He's closing in on 1,000 right, 1247.
Well, and let's be real clear. This is Manafort. This is
Manafort,
Manafort, not Lewandowski. I mean,
tonight it is. Tomorrow it could be.
Listen, Manafort has done a pretty good job. I mean, he's exceeded. He's over 100, which is kind of a big thing.
He should make sure when he enters the room he's not being taped.
Yeah, but Neil, this is a guy you need to wrangle those delegates.
I understand that.
And what he sounded there, he sounded like a guy that's formidable.
Yeah.
Is he the guy now, Kenneth?
I mean,
is he the guy?
I think that he's showing he is the guy. I don't think he's playing defensively like he has sometimes when he's gotten emotional, and I think it's a new level. It's an evolution of confidence.
Lou, you're going to say?
Very quickly, I think that that he is now, as he said, the nominee, the presumptive nominee, and mission accomplished.